Hi, so welcome back to your mat. We're going to do a little bit of a slower paced vinyasa flow class today. If you have props that you like to use in your practice, blocks might be handy if you have them. Also a belt or a strap you may want. And then any additional props, blankets, cushions, pillows, anything that you need to sort of help modify any of the poses to make them sort of comfortable for you. So let's get started on our backs. So just begin to take a comfortable position. Lying on your back. You can take the soles of the feet to the floor if that feels good. Maybe take the feet wide and let the knees fall in. Maybe place the palms of the hands on the belly. Just beginning to draw your awareness inward. Noticing the breath. Maybe you notice the rise and fall of your hands as they rest on your abdomen. Begin to notice how the body's feeling. Notice places that you may feel tension in the body, heaviness. And then maybe also begin to notice places where you might feel a little space, a little lightness in the body. Noticing the sounds around you in the room. Noticing the temperature of the air. And then maybe begin to lengthen the breath. Taking a long, slow, deep inhalation. Fill all the way up to the top of the lung capacity. And then exhale out slowly through the nose. Noticing on the exhalation as you push all that last bit of air out of the body. Take another deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out. This time take a big breath in, fill all the way up. And then open the mouth and press out your air. One more time like that. One last breath together. Fill up the lungs completely. This time keeping the lips sealed. Exhale through the nose. Noticing when the mind starts to wander throughout your practice as you face challenges in your asana or your yoga poses, that you can come back to this ujjayi breath where we breathe in and out through the nose, maybe with that slight constriction in the back of the throat. Using the breath as an anchor. Anchoring our awareness to sensations in the body. Anchoring our thoughts so that we can focus inward. Begin to draw your knees into your chest. Give them a little squeeze. Maybe rock side to side a little here. Taking some circles in one direction. And then when you feel complete in that direction, switch directions and go the other way. And then coming back to center. Begin to grab behind the thighs. Begin to rock and roll along the length of the spine. Crossing the ankles eventually, and we'll come to tabletop position. So spread the fingers wide, pressing firmly into the mat, pressing the knuckles, index finger and thumb, keeping a slight softness in the elbows as you turn the elbow creases to the front of the room, draw the shoulders down and back, pull the belly in, hips are stacked over knees. And then from here, we're just going to begin to peel the palms of our hands off of the mat, all the way up to the base of the knuckles at the base of the fingers. So lifting the palms, the thumb will come off the mat as well, and then lower back down. Again, lift and lower, lift and lower. So we're getting a stretch here in the hands and the fingers, but you'll also notice maybe some warming in the forearms here. Maybe you'll begin to feel some shakiness, some tension as the muscles in the forearms work. So keeping a sort of rapid, steady pace, lifting and lowering, keeping the fingers on the mat, but peeling the palms up. Lift, 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 lifting and lowering. We'll keep this up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then lower the palms down. Yeah, maybe turn the backs of the hands onto the mat one at a time, just to give that oppositional stretch. And maybe open and close the fists once or twice. And then from here on your inhale, we'll take cow pose. So drop the belly, lift the hips, lift the chin up. And then exhale round through your spine, coming into cat. Really press the mat away. Inhale and lift. Exhale and we round and curl. Inhale and lift up, cow pose. Exhale, round the spine. Drop the chin to the chest. Really press the mat away. One last time. Inhale here. And exhale, round the spine. Then coming back to that neutral position, we'll begin to extend the right toes to the back of the mat. And then maybe you begin to hover the toes, being mindful not to lift so high that you arch in the back. We want to keep the belly pulled in, keeping a nice length in the spine. So just lift the toes as high as you can lift them to not compromise the low back. So hovering the right toes, take your gaze to the front of your mat. Maybe you balance here and draw the left fingertips forward. Draw the belly in. You can curl the left toes here for a little bit more stability. And we take 3 breaths in. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. One last breath. Really flex the right foot. Press it into the wall to the back of the room. And then we lower the limbs down. Maybe shake this out a little. And then we take the left toes to the back of the mat. Again, we're keeping our hips square here, drawing the belly in. Maybe the left toes begin to hover. And right arm draws forward, thumb facing toward the ceiling. Take your gaze to the front of your mat. Squeeze the belly in. Squeeze the muscles in the backs of the legs. 3 breaths here. Inhale again. Exhale out. Last breath in. Exhale, we come back to center. Lower down the limbs. Shaking the hips. This time we're going to keep the right knee bent. And we'll lift the right leg. So you're pressing the sole of the right foot toward the ceiling. Keeping a really nice bend here. Try to draw the heel of your right foot towards your glute muscle, towards your tush. Pull the belly in here. Take a big breath in as you look up. Exhale, round your knee to your nose. Again, inhale, sole of the foot to the ceiling. Exhale, and you curl and round. Draw the knee toward the nose, press the mat away, and hollow out the belly. Inhale and lift. Heel towards the butt. Exhale, and you round. Last one. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, and you curl the knee toward the nose. Go ahead and set the right knee down. Shake it out a little. And we'll take this on the other side. So left foot presses toward the ceiling. Knee is bent here at about a 90-degree angle. Belly is tucked in. Pressing the mat away, keeping some distance between the ears and the shoulders. As we breathe in, drop the belly and look up. Exhale, we round, draw the left knee toward your nose. Inhale and lift. Exhale and curl in. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and we curl. Inhale and we lift. Exhale and we curl it in. Last time, inhale, press the foot toward the glute. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, curl in. And then we come back to that neutral spine. From here, you're going to tuck your toes. And if this feels okay, we're going to come back and take our sit bones back towards our heels. Toes are tucked. Spine is nice and straight so that we're sitting with our hips back against our heels. Toes are tucked under. Spread your toes wide and make sure the pinky toe sometimes wants to lose contact with the mat. See if you can spread all 10 toes, press them down into the mat. Draw the spine long. Maybe draw the eyes to close here. Feeling some sensation as we stretch out the feet and the toes. And if this is too intense in the toes, go ahead and take your weight forward a little bit, but keep the spine nice and long. Otherwise, sit up straight. We'll take 3 breaths here. Big breath in. Exhale out. Again, inhale. Exhale out. Last breath in. And out. Flutter the eyes open. Come back into tabletop. And then maybe flatten out the tops of the feet. Releasing the stretch just a little here. From here, we'll tuck the toes, send the hips up and back, coming into downward facing dog. So in this first down dog, go ahead and pedal out the legs, maybe bending the left knee, and then bending the right. And again, fingers are spread wide. We're pressing firmly into the palms of the hands, into the fingers, the knuckles, into the index finger and thumb. We're drawing our hips up and back, really lengthening through the side of the body. Maybe take some time to sway the hips over to the left, feeling a nice stretch in the right side body. And then take that to the other side, hips over to the right. Really feeling length in the side body as you press the hips up and back, and then draw the low ribs in, and draw the shoulders away from the ears. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth and let it go. One more time, big breath in. And let it out. From here, you'll just walk the hands to the back of your mat, coming into a forward fold. Coming into Uttanasana. Just leave a nice bend in the knees to begin. Chest can rest on the thighs. Let the head hang heavy. Maybe grasp opposite elbows here. Noticing the weight distributed in the feet. So if you notice that your weight is forward in the balls of your feet or heavy in the heels, see if you can even it out. From here, we'll inhale and halfway lift. Lengthening out the spine, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Stretch the crown of the head toward the front of the room. And then exhale and you fold. This time we'll round all the way up to stand, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Roll the shoulders down and back. Take your gaze forward. Stretch the crown of the head high. Coming into Tadasana. Feet or hips distance. Really spread some energy into the fingertips, palms facing forward. And then as you press into the feet, see if you can also imagine that you're splitting your mat in two. So dragging the hips outward. Draw the belly in. Maybe you close your eyes here and set an intention for your class today. Big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Lift the arms. Sweep the arms out, up. Maybe take the gaze up as the palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift the arms, rise up. And exhale, you fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, and you fold. Inhale, root down, rise all the way up to stand, reach high. Exhale, and you fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your hands back out, coming into a high plank position. Again, our rules for setup are similar here as they are in tabletop and downward facing dog. So fingers are wide, pressing firmly into the mat here. Squeezing all the muscles in the body. Lifting the abdominals high. Maybe taking the elbow creases to the front of the room. Softness in the elbows. You can always lower the knees down here. We'll be here for 3 breaths. Take a big breath in. Exhale out. Breath in. And out. Last time, inhale here. And then exhale, take your knees to your mat. And you'll lower slowly all the way down to the belly. Really nice. From here, pressing the tops of the feet firmly into the mat. Maybe the kneecaps lift off. Draw the belly in. Keep the neck nice and long. Roll the shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift up. Cobra pose. Exhale and we fold. Again, inhale and lift, coming into cobra. Exhale and fold forward. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, takes you back down. And then this time we come through tabletop. Lift up. Downward facing dog. Really nice. From here we rise up on the toes, maybe inch the feet forward a little bit. Bend the knees, look forward toward the front of your mat. And then take either baby steps or a single step, or maybe you float to the front of your mat. Forward fold here. Inhale and lengthen the spine. Exhale and you fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank pose. And then from here, we'll take our vinyasa flow. So you can keep the knees down. You'll take your lower down, take your back bend of choice. So you can press forward, lower halfway, or all the way down. You can take a cobra. If you're ready, you can come into an upward facing dog. So if you're taking up dog, press firmly through the palms of the hands. Keep some muscle engagement in the legs. So here our palms are on the mat and the tops of our feet. Lift the thighs. Take a big breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Really nice. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth, let it go. Remember, you can always skip the vinyasa flow. You can always stay in high plank. You can always lower down, take cobra or locust. So inhale, rise up on the toes. Bend your knees, make your way to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Inhale, rise up to stand. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back, high plank pose. And you take your vinyasa flow. So you can, again, lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale on your back end. Exhale, down dog. We'll go through one more sun salutation here. Inhale, rise up on your toes. Bend your knees, make your way forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, root down, rise all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. You melt over your legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine long. Halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. High plank pose. From here, we'll lower all the way down to the belly. Untuck your toes. This time, right palm lifts off the ground. Left toes. Opposite hand, opposite leg. Take a breath in. And switch, lower down. Left hand rises, right leg rises. And switch. And breathe and switch. Exhale down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale and lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift up. Opposite hand, opposite foot. Lower down. Last time on the left, lift. And lower. This time take your forehead to the mat. Bend your knees. Windshield wiper your legs. And then from here, tuck your toes. You can keep your knees down or lifted. We're going to press up into high plank pose. Again, modify as you need. Draw the low belly in. press up. High plank pose. Down dog. From here, we'll lift the right leg, keeping the hips square to the mat. Exhale, rise up on the left toes. Draw your knee in towards your nose. Really hollow out the belly, push the mat away, making space for that right foot to plant between the hands, coming into this low lunge. Really nice to let the hips sink here, keeping the right knee stacked over the right ankle. If you have a block, you can plant your left hand onto a block or onto the mat, and we'll peel the right fingers open. Taking a big breath in. And exhale, we plant the hands down. Maybe remove the block. Pressing firmly into that right foot. From here, we rise up crescent warrior. So press firmly into the right foot. We're on the ball of the left foot. Remember to take that right hip, send it towards the back of the room. You can always heel toe the feet wider to gain more stability. You can always take a bend in that back knee. So inhale here, lift the arms high. Exhale, send the chest forward, coming into a thunderbolt lunge. Arms draw behind you, palms face down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, thunderbolt lunge. Inhale and rise. Exhale, thunderbolt lunge here. Really nice. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, plant the hands down. And you step back. High plank. And we meet in downward facing dog. So you can go through your version of your vinyasa flow, or you can skip it and meet in downward facing dog. Really nice. Take a big breath in from downward facing dog. Open your mouth, let out your air. One more big breath in. Exhale, let it go. From here, left leg rises, three-legged dog. Keeping the hips square. Press firmly into that left foot. Flex the left foot, draw the low ribs in. Take a big breath in. Rise up on the right toes. Exhale, draw your knee towards your nose. Plant the left foot down. Coming into that low lunge. Again, sink the hips down. Maybe keeping this a little fluid. Maybe you need to sort of bounce in and out a little here. Keeping energy in the right leg. And again, you can use a block to plant your right hand. We peel the left fingers open. Draw your shoulder blades together. Take a big breath here. Exhale. Cartwheel your left hand down. And draw the low belly in. Maybe widen out your stance a little bit. Press firmly into that left foot. Inhale, rise up, crescent warrior. So left hip is pulling back. Right hip is pulling forward. Hips are squared to the front of the room. Left knee over left ankle. Energy in the back leg. Draw the low ribs in. Inhale the arms high. Exhale, sweep the arms back. Hover the chest forward. Inhale and lift. Exhale, sweep the arms back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and back. Really keeping energy in the body here. Last time, inhale, lift high. Exhale, plant your hands down. Step the left foot back, high plank pose. And again, you go through your vinyasa flow. High to low. Back bend of choice. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Exhale out. Really nice. This time your right leg lifts. Inhale as you lift up. This time bend your knee. Then go ahead and open your hips. So really draw the right heel towards the left glute. But try to keep the chest facing forward. So press firmly into that right hand. Keep the chest square. Big breath in. Exhale out. Keep pressing. Inhale. Exhale, you're going to draw your knee in towards your nose. Plant that right foot down. Set your feet up. We're coming back into Crescent Warrior. Inhale and lift up. Really nice. Take a big breath in. Exhale, come into that thunderbolt lunge. Imagine a long line of energy from the crown of the head, reaching all the way through the left toes. Squeeze everything in here. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, draw your hands to heart center. Take the chest over the right thigh. And then you'll begin to take a twist. So twisting from the thoracic spine, keeping the hips squared forward. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you take the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Breath in. Exhale out. Another breath in. Exhale, rise back up to stand. Big breath in here. Exhale, we're opening up Warrior Two. Right toes point forward. Right knee stacked over right ankle. Arms reaching to the front and the back of the room. And our left toes are parallel to the short end of the mat. Heel of the right foot intersects the arch of the left foot. We're opening up, so pull that right knee out toward the pinky edge of the right foot. And then notice if you're leaning forward, can you stack shoulders over hips? Take a breath in here. Exhale out. Inhale, flip the front palm. Reverse, reach up and go back. And then from here, extended side angle. So taking the forearm to the right thigh. Left fingers reach. So again, pull that right hip back. You have a little bit of internal rotation in the back leg. And then notice if you're dumping in, make sure you're lifting out. Space between the ear and the shoulder. And then maybe if you have a block, you can bring the fingertips to a block. Take a big breath in here. And exhale out. Big breath in. Exhale, come up to stand. Warrior Two. And then from here, we cartwheel the hands down. Plant the hands around that right foot. And then we step back, high plank pose. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale, take a back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can always take a child's pose. Take a break whenever you need. Inhale, left leg rises. Bend the knee, open the hip. So heel is kicking toward the glute and your knee is reaching toward the ceiling. And we're pressing into that left hand, keeping the chest square. Big breath in. Exhale, rise up on the right toes. Draw the knee toward the nose. Plant that left foot down. Set yourself up here. We're coming into crescent warrior. Inhale and lift. Exhale, thunderbolt lunge. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hover that chest over the left knee. And then you begin to twist over to the left. Maybe the right elbow goes to the outside of the left knee. Keeping energy in that right leg. Take a big breath in. And out. Breath in. Exhale, rise up to stand. Big breath in. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Again, left knee is tracking toward the pinky toe of the left foot. Inhale, flip the left palm. Reach up and go back. Maybe you bend a little deeper into that front knee. And then on your exhale, we're coming into extended side angle. Forearm to the thigh. Inhale. Fingertips reach. So we're creating here length along the side body, also along the left side body. So be mindful of not dumping. You want to lift up. Maybe you take the fingertips and hover them here. Maybe you take a block to the inside or the outside of that bent left leg. Left hip is drawing toward the back of your mat. Shoulder blades are going down and squeezing together. We lift back up, warrior two, keeping the legs just as they are. And then you exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Spin onto the ball of that back foot. Plant the hands, step back. High plank pose. And you can stay here. You can lower the knees, go through a vinyasa flow. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth, let it go. Once again, you inhale the right leg high. Exhale, round the spine. Knee pulls into the nose. And we take that right foot between the hands. Really nice. Inhale, rise up, crescent warrior. Exhale, hands to heart center. And we take that twist over to the right. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Really spinning that chest open toward the ceiling. Take a big breath in. Exhale, come back up. Really nice.
Now from your warrior two, we'll come back into crescent warrior. So back on to the ball of the back foot, bend in that front knee. Inhale and lift up. Exhale, you'll thunderbolt lunge forward here. If you have a block handy, you might want to block at the front of your mat. Lifting up here, take a big breath in. So we take the chest forward. From here, we're going to shift the weight into the right leg. The left toes will begin to hover. We'll come into Dekasana or airplane pose. So arms can be out behind you. You can bring your hands to heart center. You can take the arms overhead. But we'll be lifting off, keeping the hips squared to the mat. I'm going to reposition so you can see me a little better. Really nice. So take a big breath in here. Exhale out. If you have a block handy, you'll take your right fingers to a block about a foot in front of you or a little more under the right shoulder. And we'll begin to spin this open into balancing half moon. So left toes will point toward the left. The chest will open. The hips will stack. Coming into our half moon pose. Breathing here. You can stay where you're at for another breath. If you like, you can bend that left knee, reach for the foot, take the bind, kick the foot into the hand, open the heart. Slowly release. Cartwheel the hands down. And take your left foot to meet your right, forward fold. And from here, we'll heel toe the feet out wide. A little wider than hips width. We'll take gorilla pose. So you can take your hand, under your foot, step into the palm of your hand. You can use the toes to massage the wrist. So palms are under the feet, backs of the hands are on the mat. Let your head hang heavy, bend your knees. Then draw your elbows out to the sides of the room. Breathing here. If you like, you can begin to straighten the knees. One more breath. Exhale, release the palms of the hands. Heel toe the feet together. Really nice. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, root down, rise all the way up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. High plank pose. Take a big breath in. Exhale out. Big breath in. Downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg rises. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Plant the left foot between the hands. Rise up, crescent warrior. Take the hands to heart center. Hover that chest over the left knee. And then take the twist, right arm to the outside of the left thigh. Take a big breath in. And out. Inhale back up to crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Open up here. Inhale, flip the palm, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle, left arm to the thigh or fingertips to a block. Right hand lifts. If you like, you can take the right arm over, reaching toward the front of the room. Then coming back up, warrior two. And then from here, coming back into crescent. So spinning onto the ball of the back foot, taking that deep bend in the knee, maybe bending the back knee. Draw the low ribs in, inhale the arms high. And then exhale, we begin to hover forward, coming again into airplane pose, Dekasana. So shifting all of that weight into that left foot as we begin to hover the right toes off the mat. Flexing the foot. Really try to imagine pressing your foot into a wall. And if you're near a wall, you can actually put your foot into the wall. Take a big breath here, draw the belly in. And then from here, we're coming into balancing half moon. So again, take your fingers to a block or to the floor, your left fingers, and you just spin open. Right hip stacks over left, toes pointing toward the right side of the room, right arm lifts. Maybe you take the gaze up, you can keep the gaze down. You can also take the arm down along the side body. Taking a big breath here. Exhale out. Sticking with it, and if you fall out, just come back. Last breath. If you want to take the bind, you can grab the foot. Kick the top of the foot into the hand, open the chest. And then exhale, we release the right foot down. Fold over the legs. Heel toe the feet in about hips distance or maybe closer depending on your comfort level. From here, we'll sit the hips down and back, grazing the fingertips along the floor first. Pull the belly in and then lift the chest, coming into chair pose. If this is hard on your shoulders, just take the hands to the heart. Take a big breath in. Exhale, see if you can rise onto the balls of the feet. So really squeezing here. Squeeze the glute muscles, the hamstrings in the back of the legs. Squeeze the inner thighs toward one another. Draw the low belly in. Take a big breath here. Exhale, lower the heels down, but stay in chair pose. One more breath in. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back, high plank pose. Take a breath in here. And then from here, we'll lower down to our forearms. Coming into a forearm plank. Elbows are about shoulder width. Really spread across the top of the back. Open the collarbone, press firmly in through the forearms and the palms of the hands. Draw the belly in. We're just going to be here for 3 breaths. You can always lower the knees down, but keep the muscles engaged. Take a big breath in. Exhale, let go. Breath in. And out. Big breath in. Exhale, go ahead and lower the hips down. Untuck the toes. Take the feet wider than the mat. Draw the low ribs in here. Close the eyes. Take a breath. And then from here, we'll bring the feet back together. Lower the chest down. Plant the hands next to the rib cage. Draw the elbows to the back of the room. Tuck the toes and either press up into your high plank from here or keep the knees on the ground. Press up, high plank. And then from here, downward facing dog. Coming back to your home base here. Doing what you need to do for your own body, so just pay attention to how you feel and make any adjustments as needed. We've got one more round here. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Plant that right foot down. We'll stay in the low lunge. And then from here, you'll drop the left knee to the back of the room. And then heel toe the right foot out towards the edge of the mat. Your toes can turn out to about 2 o'clock. Coming into lizard pose. So here is, you can open the hip, draw. Maybe you use the hand on the inner thigh to sort of help deepen your stretch. And so the right knee will point outward. Just make sure it's in line with the right toes. So pointing sort of at 2 o'clock. And then here you can just sink in to your stretch. You can always use a block here. You might want to come down to the forearms on a block, or you can come to the forearms on the floor or on your mat, keeping some engagement in the belly. You can always just stay on the palms of the hands here. Think about pulling the heart forward. Take a breath in and out. So if you're down on your forearms, you'll begin to come back up to the palms of the hands. We'll send the hips back. Heel toe the right foot back to the middle of your mat, and you'll frame the front foot with your palms. Left knee is still on the ground here. And you, with your left hand either to a block or the mat, we'll go ahead from here and spin open. Lift the chest, lift the heart. If this is hard on your shoulder, just drop the hand down. You can still rotate from the thoracic spine coming into the twist and alleviate some of the tweak on the shoulder just by lowering the hand down. Maybe you take the right hand, turn the thumb down, and wrap the right arm maybe around the back. Take a big breath in, and then exhale the hands down. If you have access to 2 blocks or some other props, from here we'll send the hips back over the left knee. Flex the right foot. Hips are squared, coming into that half split. Hands on blocks are nice here. You really want to think about lengthening the spine, reaching the crown of the head forward. Take a big breath in. Exhale and you fold. You'll begin to come out of this, lengthen the spine, take the sole of the right foot back to the mat, maybe move the blocks aside, plant the hands, tuck the toes here, and you'll step back, high plank pose. Breath in, downward facing dog. So we've got one more side to stretch out before we make our way to our mat on our seat. So take a big breath in, exhale out, Left leg rises. On your exhale, you draw the knee in. You can always use the hand to assist yourself to get that left foot forward here, squaring the hips, coming into that low lunge. We drop the right knee down. Left hand comes to the inside of the left foot as we heel toe the left foot out to the left, coming into lizard pose on the left side. Again, letting that thigh open up to the left side of the mat. Maybe coming to the outside edge of the left foot. And again, you can stay lifted, or you can begin to take this down to the mat with the forearms. Doesn't matter where you go, you just want to feel some stretch in the outside of that hip and protect the knee by pointing the knee in line with the left toes. And then we find our breath here, coming back to that ujjayi, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. And big breath in. Finding some space, some stillness. Maybe imagine pulling your heart forward on an inhale. Exhale into your stretch. Really nice. So if you're on your forearms, begin to come out of this, press up onto the palms of your hands. Heel toe that left foot back into the center of your mat. And then from here again, you can place the right hand on a block or on the mat. And we'll just peel the left fingertips high, coming into a stretch here, a twist to the left. And again, if this doesn't feel great on the shoulder, just drop the arm down. If you want to intensify the opening in the chest, you take the thumb pointing down and begin to wrap around the back. Opening it through the chest, lift the head, take a breath in. If you're wound up, begin to unwind, stretch up, plant the left hands down, and again, we'll take the hips and sit them back, coming into that half split pose. So hips over the right knee. And again, you're coming on to flexing the left foot. So toes are coming toward the face. Square the hips towards the front of the room. Inhale again, lengthen the spine. Send the crown of the head up and away toward the front of the mat on a breath in. Draw the low ribs in. Exhale, maybe you fold into your stretch. Finding breath, stillness. So all of the little places with which we challenge ourselves in our yoga poses, those are the things that result in growth. And we use our breath as a tool to help guide us in our poses. Go ahead and begin to take the sole of the left foot back to the mat. Untuck the toes coming into that low lunge. Step back, high plank pose. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Exhale, we'll come down to our knees and then just cross over the ankles and take a seat. We'll do a little bit of abdominal work here. So we're going to come into boat pose. You can use the fingertips behind you to help sort of support yourself. We want to have a long spine here. You'll go ahead and you can reach the arms forward, or again, keep fingertips behind the hips. You can also take hands to the backs of the thighs, but in any case, we'll roll sort of over those sit bones, engaging the abdominal muscles as we sort of lean back over the sit bones, and then maybe we begin to lift the feet. And again, you can hold behind the thighs. Really here you want to keep a very long spine, so we don't want to see any rounding. You want to lift up. So if it's too difficult to lift up into boat pose and keep a long spine here, you can drop the feet down. Or again, take the fingertips behind you to keep the spine straight. From here we inhale. Exhale, we're going to come down into low boat. So shoulders are lifted, legs extend. Inhale here. Exhale, high boat. Inhale and lengthen out. Low boat. High boat. 3, lower down. And lift. And 4. And lift. Last one, we're going to lower down and stay. And then you're going to rock to the right side, the left side. Right, onto the left hip and lift. Onto the right and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll down. Take the legs long, stretch the arms overhead. Take a breath in. Exhale out. From here, we'll plant the feet, coming into bridge pose. So we'll take 3 rounds of bridge pose. You can keep the feet flat on the floor, knees pointing up, feet or hips distance, and feet are fairly close to your tush, right? See if you can take your fingertips and graze the backs of your heels. Roll your shoulders down and away from your ears. Keep the neck long, but a slight tuck in the chin. And on a breath in here, we'll take that sort of posterior tilt of the pelvis, pressing the small of the back into the floor as we lift the tailbone first, peeling the vertebrae off the mat. Take a big breath in and out. So pressing firmly into the soles of the feet. A little bit of squeeze in the glutes. Take a breath in again and out. This time breathe in. And on your exhale, slowly lower down. Take your knees in, your feet wide. So we'll set up for our second bridge pose. You have some options for arms here. You can, if you'd like, as you lift the hips, draw the arms overhead and see how that feels. You can alternatively, again, pressing through the feet, lifting the hips. You can interlace the hands behind you and walk the shoulders a little bit farther under the body. Take a breath in and out. Alternatively, you can stay right where you were for the first bridge and just let the palms rest on your mat. One more breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down. Take the feet wide on your mat. Maybe drop the knees over to the right and over to the left. Windshield wipering the knees. And then when you're ready, we'll set up for one last bridge pose. So if wheel is in your practice and you'd like to take wheel, you can certainly do that. You can stay right where you're at. If you want to take a restorative bridge, you can grab a block if that feels good and put that under the hips and just rest here. So the choice is yours for this last one. If wheel's in your practice, you'll take the palms of your hands near your ears, fingers pointing towards your feet. Then on the breath in, maybe you come to the crown of the head and then pressing up. Wherever you are, take 3 breaths. And then on your exhale, you slowly lower all the way down. And from here, you'll draw your knees in towards your chest, give yourself a little squeeze. Maybe take a rock side to side. Really nice. And then from here, we're going to come into cow face pose legs, laying on your back. So you'll essentially take your right leg and cross it over your left. So your right knee is stacked over the left knee. And then you'll lift the knees and reach for the ankles or the outsides of the feet, keeping the feet flexed. Feeling a stretch in the outer thighs. And so here, if you use the hands to sort of draw the heels in closer to the body, that will deepen the stretch on the outside of that right thigh. If this isn't working for you and you don't like this, you can always take the right ankle over the left knee, thread the right arm through, grab the back of the thigh, and come into this figure 4 position. So either here is a hip opener, or crossing knees over one another and reaching for the ankles or the outsides of the feet. Your next exhale, go ahead and release. If you're in this cow face pose, you'll just switch. So you'll draw the right knee, the left knee over the right. And again, draw the knees in toward the chest, reaching for the outsides of the feet. So coming either here, or if you would prefer to take that gentleman's figure 4, across the left ankle over the right thigh. And you can stay right here, or you can begin to lift the right leg off, interlace. Take that left hand through the keyhole, interlace your fingers behind the thigh, using the left elbow to pull the thigh open. Right knee stacked over the right hip, and breathing here. So either hip stretch is fine, whatever feels best in your body. Slowly begin to unwind in whichever position you're in. Draw the knees in. Maybe take a happy baby here, so reaching for either the backs of the thighs, the ankles, taking the feet wide. So drawing the knees in towards your armpits. Maybe rock side to side here. Maybe reach for the outsides of the feet. And as you draw your knees in towards your armpits, imagine your tailbone lengthening forward to the front of the room. And then maybe you straighten one leg and then the other. And from here, we'll hug the knees in. Go ahead and plant the feet on the floor. Take your arms out to a T. Maybe shift your hips over to the left a little bit, and you'll just let your knees fall over to the right. Maybe you take your gaze over to the left, taking a nice supine twist. And then come back through center. Shift the hips over to the right and take the knees over to the left. Maybe taking the gaze over to the right. Inhale and lengthen the spine. Exhale and you twist. And coming back through center. Go ahead and take any last movements that are calling to you before we set up for Shavasana. So as you're ready for Shavasana, just take the legs out long. Let the feet flop open. Take the feet wide. Take your arms out. Palms facing up. Complete surrender into your mat. Let go of all of the controlled breathing, all of the muscle contraction. The work part is over. As you melt into your mat. As always, you can stay in Shavasana as long as you like. If you're ready to move on with your day, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring a little life back to the body. Take a big full body stretch. So stretching the arms overhead. Stretching the toes out to the front of the room. Draw your knees in towards your chest. And then you just
Begin to roll over to your right or left side. You can use your bicep as a pillow, taking a moment to pause here with your eyes closed. Congratulating yourself for all of your hard work, for showing up on your mat, for practicing your breath, practicing your pranayama, which is what we call our breath practice in yoga, practicing your asanas, your poses, and doing so in a mindful way that we can take off of the mat into our everyday lives. Begin to slowly press yourself up into a seated position. Any comfortable seat will do here. Draw your hands to heart center. Maybe you keep your eyes closed. With gratitude for your practice and for showing up on your mat today. Thank you all for joining me for this video. Together we bow and say namaste. Great job, everybody. I'll see you on your mat again soon.